Welcome everyone to Betsson Group Live and our second episode. So with me today I have a very special guest. She is head of customer service and her name is Melissa Zalbeigi. Welcome Melissa, it's great to have you here.
Pleasure being here.
And just as a reminder to the audience as well, is that this is a live broadcast again. So that means that you guys can ask questions in the comment section at any time during today's episode, and we will try our best to answer some of those questions. So let's get started, Melissa. Let's dive into the customer service department. So can you tell us a little bit more about what the customer service department do and what it looks like?
Absolutely. So we are around 200 people in total in our organization. And when I say 200, that's divided into different areas of responsibility and also different roles. Now, just to walk you through them a little bit, of course, we have our customer service agents, who I would say probably has the most important role within the company, because they're the face out and they are the first contact that the customer would actually have once trying to reach us. Then we have something called senior agents. Now, senior agents have a little bit more responsibility on the floor, and they also act as team leaders if the team leaders are not working. Then, of course, we have our team leaders, and our team leaders' first and foremost job is to take care of our agents. So they would make sure that our agents are on track with their quality and also just to help them get settled once they're actually out from our training. And then, of course, we have our training team, and our agents' training is around 2 weeks long before they would actually come out on the floor. And we would teach them everything from the different back offices that we use to the different products that we have. We have a full day of soft skills. And once they are done with their training, they would then go to their respective language teams. We also have something called team managers. Now, team managers have a little bit more responsibility. They're in charge of the KPIs that we have set for the whole customer support team. So if we are not on track with any of them, this is something we check on a monthly basis. Usually, we would have meetings with the team manager to try to make sure that what is it we actually need to improve and what do we need to teach the agents. We also have something we call a loyalty team. Now, the loyalty team works a little bit like a CS team within the CS team. And they have their own CS manager, and they also have their own loyalty team leader. And also to mention, we have a CS tech team as well. Now, the tech team takes care of everything that's technical on the floor. So everything from the tool we use for our incoming contacts, they take care of our phone systems. If the company has any migrations, usually the tech team will be the ones that would run up that project as well. So quite a few teams. And also to mention, our support is open 24/7, and we have native support for all of our customers. So all of our customer base can actually get their queries solved within their native language, which is great as well.
That's quite amazing to hear that there's so many different layers to the customer service department, and there are over 200 employees in the team and with over 23 different nationalities. So it's an amazing team to work in, I'm sure. So what does a typical day look like for a customer service agent?
A typical day would probably be that you would log in 15 to 20 minutes before your shift would start. And the reason for that is because we're such a big department and a big company, we have a lot of promotions going out on a daily basis. So you need to be on track with what is actually going out to the customer so that you're aware of that before actually handling any customer queries. There might be emails or messages from the CS management team that we want our agents to be aware of before actually starting their shift. So there's quite a few things that you need to prepare for before actually logging in. And once our agents are logged in, our customers can then reach us through various contact methods. I would probably say that chat is the most popular one that we have. It's around 70 to 75% of our incoming contacts, which is quite a lot. And the reason for that, I believe, is because chat is fairly simple to use. You can have us on chats whilst you're playing or just, going on with your everyday life. And we're quite fast on handling your queries on chat as well. So depending on what your issue actually is, our resolution time is somewhere between 3 minutes up to 12 minutes, which is quite convenient. Then, of course, we offer emails and we offer phone service as well. Now, phone service is divided into two separate parts. We have normal phone calls and we have something called Call Me Back. Now, Call Me Back is a form that we have on site. So let's say that you have an issue with your account and you want us to call you back once you're home from work. Absolutely, we can do that as well. And we have a dedicated team that handles all of our Call Me Backs.
Great. So thank you for that summary about the customer service department. And now I want to learn a little bit more about you. Betsson Group has offices all around the world, but the headquarters are here in Malta. So how did you end up in Malta, and how do you like Malta so far?
So I ended up in Malta around 10 years ago now, which is quite a long time. And I came here actually as a break once I finished my university studies. So I studied to become a teacher actually back home in Sweden. And I came to Malta basically to try something new. And I ended up in Betsson as a team leader in customer support around 9 years ago now. So I've been with Betsson for 9 years. And I realized pretty quickly that customer support is actually a great department to work in. And I also realized quite quickly that it is actually one of my passions in life. I love working with our agents, and I love working closely with the customer. So I started off as a team leader, and then I was a team manager. And then around 4 years ago now, I got promoted to become the head of customer support, which is a role that I absolutely love.
Wow, what an amazing career journey you've had at Betsson, and 9-10 years in Malta.
Yes, 10
Quite
years
a long
now.
time.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about recruitment. Last year, during COVID-19 times, that did not stop us from recruiting, and this year is no different. We're still looking for multiple superstars for multiple departments within the customer service team. So, Melissa, what makes a successful candidate in your opinion?
So to be a successful candidate in our department, I would probably say that you need to be service-minded, and you actually have to have a passion to wanting to help customers. We don't look at, of course it's great if you have it, but we don't really look at any iGaming background because we have such an amazing training program where we teach you everything from our different back offices and to the different products that we offer here at Betsson. We don't really require, it's great if you have it, but we don't really require it. So it's more that you should have a passion for actually helping customers. And you also need to be able to thrive in a fast-paced environment. It can get quite hectic sometimes when you work in customer support, when you have a lot of customers coming in at the same time. So you have to feel confident in a fast-paced environment as well. We also have a dedicated CS recruiter that helps us to actually find the right candidates. Now during COVID, it's been, we have been able to face new challenges that we might not have had before. So she has been amazing with helping us to actually find new candidates and also thinking a little bit outside the box. And our training team has quite a tight collaboration with our CS managers as well. So once we actually have found the right candidate, we're quite fast in the onboarding process as well.
Great. Thank you for that, Melissa. So why do you think the CS department is winning so many awards?
I think it's a combination of several things. I would probably say, first of all, it's the people that we have. We have amazing people on board in the team in the different areas. So we're quite lucky there. So we have a lot of people that are actually on the team that do have a passion for customer support and actually love what they do. And I think that's the key to any successful department. We also we take care of our agents, we take care of our people. We try to make sure that they have everything they need once they're actually out on the floor working with us. So we do a lot of team events and everything to make sure that they're happy in the role that they do. And there's always someone to ask. So if you have any doubts, something that you're wondering about, there's always someone on the floor that can help you as well.
Yeah.
We also have a lot of different processes in place, and this is something that we we check continuously. So if the business is changing, we try to make sure that we actually change our processes so that they are in line with the customer's needs. Because that's basically what we're here for in customer support, to make sure that the customers have everything they need. And to be able to do that, we need to be able to monitor all the processes that we have in place and make sure that we amend as we go along. And I would also mention, finally, we do have a lot of new technology in place as well. So we always try to be on the lookout for what is on the market and what can we implement in the team that would actually not only help the end customer, but make the work inside the customer support team more and more smooth as well. So it's a combination of different factors that makes it successful, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say to someone who's sitting at home and watching this live stream and looking for new opportunities in customer service?
I would say that customer service is a great place to work. As I mentioned before, if we have a passion for customer support in our department, and we take pride in what we do, so if you have a passion for support, it's a great department to work for. And you learn a lot about the business and customer support. So it's the first step in your career, I would say. You learn a lot about the business and the different products that we offer as well. And you also learn a lot about the different teams that we have within Betsson. So, for example, the responsible gaming team, our payments team, our trading team. So if you notice that you might have a passion for, let's say, responsible gaming, it's quite easy to move into that direction once you have passed your probation within customer support.
Great. So last year, Betsson Group introduced the first chatbot in the industry. How does this chatbot support the agents and the customers?
So in 2020, we started working with a Canadian company called Ada. And they were actually one of the first in the industry to introduce such a strong and powerful tool when it comes to AI for customer support. So just to run you through it a little bit, Ada can answer all the questions that come in via chat that do not require for us to go into our back office. So all the more generic questions can be asked by Ada, such as, for example, how long does it take for me to get my welcome offer? How long does it take for me to get my withdrawal? And so on. And this is quite handy, especially for our agents, because this gives them more time to actually help our customers that might have a little bit more of a tricky question, that might require more time. And then they have Ada in the background helping out with the more generic questions, which is extremely motivating for our agents as well. And we also have a dedicated analyst that on a weekly basis goes through all the questions that we get into customer support. And we always check how can we improve the bot and how can we maximize its efficiency. And this is something currently that we have implemented on almost all of our brands. So this is something we're actually quite proud of as well.
Awesome, interesting. So we actually have a question from the audience. Someone is wanting to ask you a question, Melissa. So they're saying that all operators take care of their customers at the end of the day, but what makes Betsson Group unique and what makes Betsson Group stand out in that way?
There's a few things that makes us stand out from our competitors, I would say. The first thing is we teach our agents to be the champion of the customer, and we have a rule that we never hide behind our terms and conditions. So let's say that we have a customer coming in and they have not followed our procedures to the T. We want our agents to raise this to us, and depending on what the issue is, of course, we would help that customer and do everything we can. So always be the champion of the customer and try to do everything we can to help them. As I also mentioned before, I think one of the things that makes us unique is that we take care of our team. We take care of our agents. We try to do a lot of different team events, different activities, because a lot of our agents have moved to Malta, from different nationalities, from different countries. So it can feel quite lonely at times. So we try to make sure that we give them a good environment to work in as well. And also, it's the balance between taking care of your people and having the right processes in place as well, I would say.
Yeah, great. I hope that helped answer your question in the audience. So Betsson Group is known to be a great place to work. Why do you think that is, Melissa?
It's definitely the people.
Yeah.
We have so many different nationalities working at Betsson. So you get to learn a lot about different personality types. You get a lot of new friends that you might not have had before. And you actually you don't hang out only at work. You also meet each other outside of work. So it becomes a little bit like your family from home. And that's the most beautiful thing, I would say, about Betsson.
Yeah.
Besides that, we also have a lot of great benefits and perks at Betsson. So we do have a lot of team events, not only for the company as a whole, but we also get to do a lot of team events for the specific teams that we're in, which is great. And also we have a lot of more practical benefits as well, such as insurance. And we also have a great HR team. So if you need help with anything, if you're new to the company, they're quite fast in helping you as well. And I think one of our values actually at Betsson is one Betsson. And I think that sums it up pretty well. So it's one for all and all for one.
Yeah, no, I love that. One for all and all for one. So speaking of company values, we do have a few. One Betsson, as we mentioned, passion and fair play. Which value is your favorite, Melissa, and why?
So my favorite value is fair play. And the reason for that is, as I mentioned before, we want to be the champion of the customers and we want to play fair. If we notice a customer has an issue, we will do everything we can to try to help them. And the customer service department works quite closely together with our responsible gaming team. So I think working in customer support together with responsible gaming, fair play is the closest to my heart because it's the closest to the customer.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you so much for joining. Before I let you go, I have a few fire questions that I end each episode with. So the rules are that you can choose one of these options and you have to answer as quick as possible. So the first option that comes to mind, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's go. So, casino or sportsbook?
Casino.
Black or red?
Black.
City or countryside?
City.
Sandy beach or rocky beach?
Sandy.
Meat or fish?
Meat.
Summer or winter?
Definitely summer.
Great. Thank you again, Melissa, for joining Betsson Group Live. It was great to have you here.
Thank you for having me here. It was my pleasure.
And thank you so much to the audience for tuning in to our second episode. So to find out more about our next episode, you guys can follow us on our social media pages and on LinkedIn. So stay tuned and see you soon.